I'm Peg, and this is Andrea.
Hi.
And we are so excited. We just finished making the fairy door for our fairy area in the store. We were so excited. And it took us how many days, Andrea?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5 days. And we started out with just this pink styrofoam from Menards. It was the extruded styrofoam, not the kind with the beads on it, but the extruded stuff. And then the girls, Jenna and Andrea, got up on ladders, and we put the styrofoam against the wall, and they drew the size of the fairy door to make it go with this balcony. And so that was a process in itself. So we drew with markers or and stuff on the surface of the pink styrofoam. And then we took it downstairs and we started to, we drew some more on it, and then we carved it. And we used this really cool from our favorite store, Menards, next to us. So we got a hot knife, and we spent maybe a day or two carving, chiseling out the rocks and the outline of the door. And then, so once you carve it with a hot knife, then after that, this is a really cool thing we learned from a seminar. You take a hot gun and you blow it on the styrofoam, and it'll make it kind of bubble, give it a rocky texture. Yeah, I'm talking too much.
No, go ahead.
And so, yeah, just go back and forth with the hot gun. And then after that, we coated it with foam coat, which is this really cool. Oh, this is foam coat. And we learned about this at a seminar too. And you brush it onto the foam, and it makes it harder and sturdier, and it'll last long. And then we painted it. And how many layers of paint did we do to give it an old look?
We had first the brown paint, because that's what the grout we decided is the brown. Then we did a white gray layer, and then an added black. And then to change up the stones, we did some more brown on top. And we did like a burnt umber brown for the door. We had a white base coat on the door to get the aged look, and then you just kind of sponge a really thin coat of brown over the whole door, and you get that cool effect.
And Andrea did something really cool with it too. We've got these wire brushes.
Wire brushes.
And we learned this from a seminar.
The grain of the wood.
Yeah.
And we also used a smaller version of the heat knife to get the larger grains in the wood.
Yeah, so that, Andrea did that. That just used to be a plain old piece of styrofoam, and Andrea made it look like an old door. So
You just comb the door.
yeah. And then we gave the styrofoam a hairdo and put this with our florals, and put some Catherine's Collection fairies with it. And then we made a garland by layering, I guess, what did I do? I put ferns and
really cool
ornaments and lights on it. And then there you have it. There's our fairy door.